Hello, it's Classy here, back with another Tribes video, and for today's underrated unit showcase, we will be discussing Neji, who is a free SRA unit that you can farm from elite missions. And the clips have been provided by Toes, so shout out to him and make sure to check out his YouTube channel. He is one of the individuals in the community who feels Neji is underrated as well. And as you can see, he's 7-starred his Neji and has it first in his server, and also has 65k power, which is a lot for an A unit. So the first thing we're going to do is check out the stats. As you can see, we have high guard rate, high damage increase rate, high damage reduction rate, and high critical rate for Neji. And most of the other stats are actually pretty balanced. And to be honest, this could be surprising to a lot of people who haven't used Neji a lot. He actually has a lot of good balance in his stats, so he can definitely take some hits as well. And he'll also be doing a lot of good critical damage to the enemy, just on his stats alone. So we're actually going to first take a look at the fourth skill, which is Limit Broken. This will basically boost critical damage increase rate by 28% for him and all the allies in his cell for the rest of the battle. This is the non-limit broken part, and boosting CDIR by 28% is actually a really high number. There are definitely less units in the game that boost CDIR. Now, for his limit broken part, he'll boost critical rate by 10% for him and all of the allies in his cell. So boosting critical rate by 10% is also a very solid number. And as I said before, in this game, there are definitely more units that boost critical rate than CDIR. So having such a powerful CDIR boost on Neji, even without the limit break, makes him viable. So he'll be a crit support for his cellmates. As you can see, we have Awakening put into his scrolls and his gear as well. Alright, so for Neji's first skill, otherwise known as his Jutsu, he doesn't have power creep numbers, obviously, being one of the free units. He deals 100% plus 153% damage to a single target. He'll boost all allies' damage reduction rate by 11%, and then he'll increase chakra for him and all of the allies in his cell by around 3,700 when there are 6 or fewer undefeated allies. So his Jutsu actually provides a lot of defense, while his fourth skill provides a lot of offense. Again, making him a more balanced character, and this is important for consistency in PvP since we're forced to use auto battle, and we also have a lot of randomness in PvP right now. The chakra generation is obviously very helpful. It helps his allies Jutsu more often. So a lot of people like to put Neji with Kakashi to boost his crits. Also give Kakashi extra chakra so he can Jutsu more often. And then Kakashi's fourth skill will combo off of that. So the DRR increase by 12% is actually a significant number. And people might not notice this because they think he's an A unit, so he is supposed to bring more offense, but he actually brings a lot of offense and defense with this kit. Alright, so now for Neji's second skill, he'll do 100% plus 30% damage to one enemy, which is normal for a second skill. And then he'll increase chakra by 3,000 for him and all allies in his cell. So even if he just uses the second skill, he gives a lot of extra chakra to his cellmates, and this will allow them to jutsu earlier than the opponent, which gives a significant advantage. Okay, so now for his vitality. He gets plus 1,500 chakra when one of his allies is defeated, and then he receives 3/4 of this amount when an enemy is defeated. So this is the green vitality, and it's one of those ones that supports a unit who survives longer into the game. But as we can see, Neji provides defense buffs as well, so he can definitely take more hits than the average A unit can. As well as his stats, we saw earlier he had pretty good defensive stats as well. So this does help him survive longer into the battle, and then he'll be able to jutsu more often, stack some buffs for his cellmates. I'm going back to the start of the battle because I didn't showcase his fourth skill yet, as well as his LB2. So remember, it triggers at the start of the battle, and it gives critical damage increase rate up. As you can see, the red text, it also gives critical rate up to his allies in his cell, so Pain and Santa Naruto. Obviously, Santa Naruto's doing a lot of work, so it's really hard to showcase Neji's jutsu as he's going last in his cell. And by the way, he should be going last because he provides chakra after his allies use their jutsus. Okay, so we can see the damage reduction rate up that he provides with his jutsu, 219k for type damage down on a tank, and obviously the game was already over here, so we're going to quickly go on to the next one. When Neji was not in the active cell, he already triggered his fourth skill and his limit break, as you can see here. This time we don't have Sai, so you can see Neji used his second skill, that little kunai icon. So when he attacked, he gave chakra up, and obviously he's the one getting it because the other two already filled up their chakra bars. But if they didn't, it would be all three of them. Also, I just noticed that the enemy has a Chio. As you can see, Pain was critting a lot due to his own kit, but also Neji giving crit support. Now he's doing 250k damage reduction rate up. So yeah, obviously underrated units does not mean that they're instantly the top tier of the meta, but especially if you're a newer player, using Neji is a really good idea because he's a really good chakra support, and in the earlier stages of the game you won't have Sai, who is the best chakra support right now. So Neji is actually really good in the beginning stages of the game, and in the later stages he's actually still viable. Even if you don't use him in your main arena team, which only has 9 spots, obviously you can use him in Ninja World Tournament, and he's also useful for some PvE events. It depends on who the opponents are, obviously. So hope you guys enjoyed that showcase and learned something. Thanks for watching the video.